As they should, but the thing about Jalen Hurts and his maturity level is he's lived quite the football life up until now. Jalen is one of a handful of quarterbacks, all in very different situations, but they're all going to be looking for a long-term contract. Again, in perspective, that's why the Lamar Jackson situation looms so large, because of the way the market is set right now and the looming guaranteed money for some of these owners as a part of that conversation. These are some top-tier players that have some contracts and money coming their way. So before any of these mega deals get doled out to the stars, how do we think a quarterback's worth should be determined moving forward?
I'll start this off.
Interesting.
This is really easy. How is anybody's value determined? The market. The quarterback's value should be determined by the market. If I'm a quarterback, timing is everything. When I become a free agent, Kyler Murray became a free agent. Was Kyler Murray a top 5 quarterback in the NFL at the time of him being a free agency? No. But at that time, I want more than what the guy before me got. So that's what you do. Daniel Jones comes off his best year of his career going into free agency. Daniel Jones now is making $40 million a year. A lot of people will argue, is Daniel Jones worth that? Is he the guy that can win a Super Bowl, that can make Pro Bowls, all pros, all of those things? I don't care. The value is determined by the market. So when I become a free agent, as a quarterback, as a running back, as a wide receiver, my value is whoever got paid that around the same comp as me. That's what I'm going for. I want more than the guy before me got. That's why every time we see a quarterback get paid, whether it was Josh Allen, it's like, all right, who's next? Because the next guy that comes up is going to get more than him. Aaron Rodgers, all right, I'm going to get more. I'm going to get $50 million. Then Deshaun Watson, he's the one who set it all off the charts. We saw Kirk Cousins a few years ago get the first fully guaranteed deal on a short-term deal, 3 years. Then Deshaun Watson comes, and now he sets it at 5 years, $230 million. That is the market value for the quarterback. So now for Lamar Jackson, he's looking at it and he's saying, well, that's what this guy got. I'm comparing myself to him. I would consider myself a better player. I deserve more than him. Of course, when you say all of those things, now you need buyers within the market who are willing to pay you that price. But to me, that is the only factors that determine it. What the market says that my value is and what somebody is willing to pay me. I could care less about any other factors, whatever things you want to say to downplay me of my completion percentage, wins and losses in the playoffs, whatever, all of those different things you want to say. Don't blame me, blame the market of what the going rate is for my position and what my talents are.
Man, I took a different approach. I kind of put myself in the GM shoes and looked at it from a standpoint of, you know, what do I want to see from my quarterback? What do I want to see from my franchise guy? And I just looked at it at, you know, I want to see consistency. I want to see consistency in his growth on and off the field. I want to see, is he able to lead a locker room full of men? Is he able to set that example and that role model? Because we talked about it yesterday. You know, you want your quarterback to be the first one in and last one to leave. If he's doing that and he's making sure that he's on top of his game and he's, like I said, growing on the field, he's not going to be perfect when he comes in. He's going to make mistakes. Everybody loses in this league. This league is a competitive league. But if my guy is showing growth on and off the field and he's able to lead that locker room and everybody knows that, oh, this is our guy. This is the guy who's going to lead us to the, you know, to the championship, the Super Bowl, whatever. Then that's the guy I want to pay. That's the guy I feel like I'm going to pay the big bucks to because I feel like he's showing me everything he has.
Yeah. 11 seasons in the league. You don't have to name names, of course. Have you seen guys that are talented physically and everything who maybe just don't do that part of it, that don't have the presence, that aren't the first guy in, last guy out, that type of thing? Have you seen that?
You see it, but like I said, you know, the people have to grow too. You know, they have to learn it. You have to see it from other veterans in front of you to see like, okay, that's how I'm a professional. Because you get into college, you go to class, you got to do a lot of stuff. When you're a professional, you have so much time to yourself. So it's either, you know, you see a lot of guys playing games or whatever. You see the great ones watching films, studying themselves, watching, you know, things like that to make them better.
One of the most talented quarterbacks I played with didn't have the crazy career because of that. Didn't have the same mindset of, all right, as a quarterback, the preparation and everything is a little bit different. First in, first out. It goes a long way.
No, Mike Vick tells incredible stories. The first part of his career when he would be given these tapes to watch, like to go home with, and he would get in his car and just throw it in the back seat and never see it again because he was so talented. You talk about the market a lot and the power of the market. The market is powerful. It's not omnipotent. You do not have to bow to the market. Your alternative is cut bait. We're just out. We're not going to do it. I think the worth is, in this day and era right now, can we get to a Super Bowl with this guy? And I think if you're at a crossroads where it's contract time or maybe even shortly before draft time, I think you got to just ask everybody in the organization, especially for guys you've been with for a couple of years and maybe you're thinking about extending. Every man and woman who's in scouting and the front office and feeling we've seen this guy every practice, every rep, every workout, every meeting, every game. Do we think we can honestly get to a Super Bowl? And don't BS me. Let's not, no pie in the sky. Can we get there or do we pick someone who maybe can't? The Jets just said, hell no, we picked the guy who can. And they just moved on. The Giants said, I think they can. So they made, and then there's the guys who you sit around for a while and you're like, we love this guy, but if we're being honest, it's time to stop. Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, the most interesting ones are the ones where we drafted this guy and we're not sure yet. Now, there's not a lot of guys like that in the league right now. I think Mac Jones comes to mind. Drafted him early. We have not extended him yet. He's not one of these guys like Joe Burrow who we know is going to be extended. Do we have a guy here or do we not? And I think you have to make those really hard decisions, but sometimes you just simplify it. Can we honestly close our minds and think of our entire life spent in this game of football and all the acumen and insight we have? Let's not BS each other. Do we think we can get to the Super Bowl with this guy? And I respect the guys or the women in the room who say, I don't think so. I think we should move on. But we love him, and I don't even mean Mac and anybody. We drafted him and he puts the work in. Let's not BS. The hardest thing to do sometimes for these teams is to admit they were wrong on a guy and to cut bait, and there's a stubbornness and there's jobs at stake, and we can't move on from this quarterback. We drafted him so early. Move on. Like, get busy winning and get busy dying. I think if you don't have a guy who you know right now, I think someday we can win a Super Bowl, leave. Leave quickly, or you'll waste another half decade just making up for it.
I hate to keep using him as an example, but Jared Goff was probably that. Like, he just, whatever the vision was, he was not a part of the picture that was drawn to win a Super Bowl. And that's okay. It was just like a real honest assessment. You guys have all had surgical procedures done, probably, I'm assuming.
Sure.
You walk into the hospital room, nurse bangs the light on. She's like, how bad is the pain? 0 to 10.
Sure.
The market is one thing. It sets the dollar amount. It sets the length. It tells you probably when you should or should not have extended your quarterback. But how bad do you want it? How bad is the pain? Because are you a team that just wants, in a mediocre market, that just wants to be second in your division? Do you want to win the regular season title, but you peter out in January? If you don't, there's a sliding scale. I even drew a picture just to make sure it made sense in my own head. There's a sliding scale here. I mean, I always do it with a highlighter. I'm sorry, Anthony. I know you're mad at me. How good do you want to be, and how close are you? And somewhere in there, you land a quarterback that works with the dollar amount and the length of time and how close you need him to be against the talent that's around you. But also, is it hurting every year that you're this close, that you're this far away? And I think that tells you not only your quarterback's worth, but who you go out and get, because everyone has a different value, too, with the destination for your own organization.
Yeah, and I think I think what you brought up yesterday, if you didn't see it, Jamie was talking about the idea of the Vikings make a radical move and move on from Kirk Cousins, and some people agree, some don't. But I think it's a larger conversation about now the quarterbacks are so good, and especially in the AFC, like, we got to have an unbelievable defense if our quarterback is decent. It's almost this feeling of everybody has to arm themselves with some insane, and that's why you get the Niners moving up for Trey Lance in the draft, who was unproven and hadn't played, and it was a radical move, but it was like you grab for that 10 instead of settling for that 7. And so I actually think, like, it's a fascinating thing with this draft, with someone like Richardson, who is that talented, that's not that experienced. I feel like someone tries to make a move because I don't want to hit a double right now. We are trying to hit a home run, or we're just going to lose to Mahomes or whoever the hell it is, especially if you're an AFC team. They're going to swing out of their shoes. Don't you feel like right now, Brock, like, the quarterback play's never been better, and if you don't have a killer, then you don't got anything.
Exactly, because you see the same teams that are going to the championships have the same type of quarterback, elite quarterback, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. Those teams are going to continue to be in those championship games. So what do you have on your team to compete?
See, I think there's only a very few killers in the league, of the Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Burrows. We sometimes put other quarterbacks up there and make them that because we're looking around the league and we say, oh, yeah, he's really good. A year ago, no one had Jalen Hurts as a killer. Matthew Stafford, before he got to the Super Bowl, we weren't putting him as a top 5 quarterback. We were just like, oh, this guy's in Detroit getting a bunch of stats. So I think, yes, to a certain extent, you have to determine a Kirk Cousins. All right, do we keep him? But if we are going to keep him, his worth is still going to be what it is. He's going to make a ton of money. Kirk Cousins played on 2 franchise deals and then got 2 huge deals from Minnesota. He's never been elite. He's never been a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. But his value is still what it is because he goes out there and he performs at a high level. So there's just not enough killers. And to your point with the draft, who's really a 10? Like exactly.
The draft is impossible.
It's impossible.
Right.
So it's like you move up, you do all these things, and you end up with a 5, and you had a 7, and now you thought you got a 10. So
I want to play a quick game. You listed a quarterback group that we do all the time. We
Right.
say Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and Hurts.
Yeah, sure.
3 AFC and 1 NFC. Put Aaron Rodgers in the gray. Who's the next best NFC quarterback behind Jalen Hurts?
Right.
Who is it? It's a wild.
I think it's Kirk Cousins.
And is he a
That's my
killer?
opinion.
Yeah.
The next person, we'll say Jalen Hurts is probably a killer after what he showed us last year.
For 1 year. Yeah.
Exactly.
NFC is weird right now, man. It's
NFC
really
is a
weird.
crazy place.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a crazy
yeah.
place. And
Good luck having a killer and waiting for him to win the Super Bowl.
I know.
still to come on.